You are welcome to my Takama online computers. My name is Stephen Ngbo Maitakama. In today's lectures, we'll be taking us on the standard protection code. Standard protection code. The standard protection code is set down rules which guides the coordination, then the direction, and also the issuance of permits, that's protection guarantees. And what do I mean by that? Is that if a personnel is to work on an equipment, teaching a personnel is to work on an equipment, uh, definitely safe working conditions will be established for that personnel or for the engineer to carry out the job uh, without problems, without infringing his health condition, and without injuring the equipment which he's going to work on. So, and all this one is contained in the standard protection card. And it is not every protection, guarantee of protections that is convenient for any type of job to be done. So definitely the standard protection code has to be broken down into three so that the appropriate one will be used for some specific job to be done. There's some jobs, the standard protection code, the kind of protection for one job may be too elaborate for another job. So it is broken into two so that we don't go into unnecessary blackout or unnecessary extension of isolations during the protection work to be done. So, what are they? We have, they are divided into three, which is a hold off. Hold off. Then number two is self protection. And then number three is protection guarantees. And the protection guarantee are divided into three, two, subdivided into three, which is the station guarantee. We have also work permit and work and test permit. So work permit is called an OF2 form. Then the work and test permit is OF3 form. And then the station guarantee is OF4. So the hold off is a kind of protection that is a limited one. It's make available for someone who is working in the vicinity of life apparatus. He's worked very close to the vicinity of a life apparatus, or he's working also on a life apparatus. We have the life system lines. We call them lifelines personnel. Sometimes they carry out their job, line's job, without necessarily demanding that that circuit should be put off supply before the job is done. So that kind of a job is called, that kind of protection is made for a personnel to work without problems. We call it hold off. And hold off is provided for someone who is working on a lifeline, or someone who is working, any personnel who is working very close to a life equipment, life apparatus. So it is provided so that when there is accidental contact with the lifelines and it result to tripping, then the operators who is concerned, who is guiding that line, will not restore supply until he makes contact through communication with the person who is actually working first before he can make the restoration. So sometimes life, as I've said earlier, is that lifeline personnel sometimes work on the circuit without demanding for the interaction of that line. That's called the lifeline work. So if this is going to be done that way, that circuit breaker that controls that very line will be tagged with a hold-off tag which is called OF12. OF12 will be applied to, will be tagged. That breaker will be tagged with an OF12 form, which is indicating that men are working on that line and the line is alive. So if there's any tripping, it's a caution. If there's any tripping, there should be no restoration until communication contact is made with the person or with the personnel who are working on that forest circuit. Or the person is working and there's a lifeline very close or life equipment very, very close to him of which accidental contact can be made. So it is that very particular circuit now that will be tagged. That life apparatus of which the work is being done very close to, the breaker supplying that life equipment now will be tagged, so that if there is any accidental contact by the personnel while doing the work, because conductors can swing, and in swinging, they can get in touch with a lifeline, and that will be very, very dangerous for the person who is working. So in case a tripping is observed on that circuit of which the OF12 is placed, which is a limited kind of a protection to the personnel who are working, then the operator will not initiate any trial reclosure until proper contact is made and the people are there and they are alive and they are okay and there's no problem. So before that circuit can be restored, because someone can be trapped, someone can be in a contact with the life equipment which is very close to where he's working from. Then if there's tripping, no restoration until the person is contacted. So that is the hold of tag, the functions of the hold of tag, and the functions of the hold of kind of protection. It's a limited kind of protection. Then what we have again is the self-protection. The self-protection. The tag is OF11. It's a kind of a protection that is made for a person who is working on very low voltage equipment. Low voltage equipment, let's say the 50-volt battery banks is to be worked on, or the 110-volt battery bank is to be worked on, or the ceiling fans in your office is to be worked on, or probably the air conditions are to be worked on. So you can't just use or hold off attack on that one. So you give the person OF11. Any voltage from 500 volts downwards, this we regard that one as a low voltage equipment, of which low voltage level, of which any equipment that is to be working with such voltage levels is just question of OF11. We make sure that the switch which is controlling the supply to that equipment of which the personnel actually want to work on should be switched off. And when it is switched off, we cannot just trust our memory, because it's a short time we may end up forgetting. So you use the OF11 and tag the switch of which you put off the supply or where fuses are removed. Then you place the OF11, indicating the time that it was placed and the person who placed it and the time removed and the kind of work that is done there. So it's OF11, that's self-protection. So that is the second aspect of the standard protection, which has been divided into three. Then the next one, and the OF11 tag is red in color, while the OF12 is yellow in color. Then we move to, that is number 3 aspect of the standard protection code, which is a protection guarantee. Protection guarantee, as I've said in my first comment, is that is divided into subgroup into 3. That is the work permit, which is OF2, then the work and test permit, which is OF3, and station guarantee, which is OF4. So, and the work permit is a kind of protection that is that authorizes a personnel to work to do a specific work under specific equipment. It authorizes the personnel. It provides protection along that is in line with the insurance rules. In line with the insurance rules. That equipment will be isolated and it will not be restored to enable the personnel to do the job on that equipment and correctly. Is authorized to do it, and all the conditions that we warrant the person to do the job safely has already been established through the work permit. It carries the guarantee. The guarantee items and the guarantee conditions are all stated there, ensuring that this is the conditions that those guarantee items have been subjected to, and that becomes the guarantee conditions. And they will remain like that until the job is done and the authority to do the job has been surrendered. You've given up the authority. You've given up the conditions that warrants you to work safely. Then you now surrender before that equipment can be restored. So we call it work permit. Then we have another one again, which is the work and test permit, which is OF3. The OF3 carry the guarantee of protection. That the personnel is authorized to carry out specific job on a specific equipment, then also permit him to carry out specific tests to find out whether the job is done correctly. So it enables the person to work and to also carry out tests based on the set down rules of the protection. Then the permit is the work and test permit, which is OF3, is yellow and in color, while the OF2, which is work permit, is blue in color. So the next is OF4. OF4 is station guarantee, and it is white in color, and the operational tag accompanying the OF4 is OF8. So what is the function? It is being used to establish guarantee conditions. So we don't issue it. OF4 is not being, station guarantee is not being issued to personnel, issued to a station. Let's assume my station A has a problem in tower number 5, and we inform the system lines that there's a shattered insulator which is on tower number 4, and it has caused a tripping in the station. So when we get them informed, they will come and make applications for a work permit to change that shattered insulator. Then it's left for me now to check the next station of which my station is feeding from, or which that station is feeding from my own station. And I will apply to that station for a station guarantee. So they will give it to me. Then I will use this as one of my guarantee items. So station guarantee is not being issued to personnel, it's issued to station to station. It's the station that apply for station guarantee to back up its own guarantee items for work permit to be issued for the linesmen to change shattered insulator or any other job place to be done on the line. Then you apply for station guarantee. So it's not issued to personnel. But in a situation where guarantee will be issued to personnel, it is when you, the operating authority, doesn't have authority over the circuit that you are controlling. Let's say the district, if you are operating a 132/33 kV station and you have 33 kV lines radiating from your station, you know, the moment they radiate out, they radiate to the district. So it is the district that have the authority over the 33 kV lines, which is theirs. It's not for us, but if it is for us, then it's different. But it is not for us, it's for the district. Then you will now have to issue a station guarantee. That is the only situation that you issue a station guarantee to a personnel. And the personnel is not a personnel of TCN, it should be a personnel of the district. That's the other discourse companies. When they come to apply for a work permit to change their own insulator or to do some change wooden cross arms. We don't give them work permit. We don't give them work and test permit because the line is not under our own control. It's under their own control. It's only that the switching is within us. So you just open the line, open the line, then maybe give it a ground, tell them. You open the line and ground them. That is all. Then you give them the guarantee, the station guarantee. Tell them as far as from your end, there is no problem. The line is off and it will remain in that condition until then you tell them placing and removal of temporary grounding is your own issue. So you are not the one that will go and control any external generators that can backfeed that line. It's not our guarantee again. It's not our problem again. So we give them station guarantee. That is a situation where you can now give a station guarantee to a personnel. The personnel should not be a personnel of TCN because the line is not under our own authority. The only that we have the switching within our own authority. So we'll do the switching for them. But the entire line is not under our own authority. It's not under our own control. So it's left for him to go and do whatever he wants to do. Then look for other external means of protecting the library for additional protection of the line before he walks on. But we will tell them that placing and removal of temporary grounding is your own responsibility. That is all. That is when we can issue a station guarantee to a personnel. But station guarantee is not issued to personnel at all as far as TCN is concerned. It's issued only to stations. And the station that apply for it, we use it as additional guarantee items for issuing, for providing more guarantee conditions for him to issue the work permit to the linesmen, depending on what they applied for. Then we have when the guarantee items are being established, calling them guarantee conditions. The moment they are established, they are called guarantee conditions, and the equipment to be used for establishing the guarantee conditions are called the guarantee items. Then when you subject them to the safety positions, then it becomes guarantee conditions. Then they have tags. That is warning tags to tell you that this equipment should not be operated because guarantee of protection has been provided for a personnel who is now working on that on the designated equipment. The equipment status. Somebody is working. Somebody is guaranteed to work. Somebody has been provided safe conditions based on the standard protection rules, and he is working. So this tag will be tagged on the equipment, whether it is an isolator, whether it is a ground switch, it will be tagged there. We call it operational tags, in line with the protection guarantee that you've issued. So for OF2, which is the work permit, the number is, the operational tag is called OF6, and it is also blue in color. Then we have the work and test permit tag, which is OF7. It is yellow in color, just the way the work and test permit is yellow. So also the accompanying tag is also yellow in color, but the number is OF7. Then the station guarantee tag, the station guarantee certificate itself is white in color. And likewise, the operational tag that is associated with the station guarantee is also white in color, and it is an OF8 form. So this is exactly what we can take for now in respect to the standard protection code, which is divided into hold-off. Hold-off is OF12. The tag is OF12, which gives a limited kind of protection, that is in summary, to somebody who is working on a life equipment, or especially lifelines personnel, or someone who is working very close to an equipment which is live and very close to the vicinity of the job. So it can be tagged. But mark you, auto recluse of any breaker, the auto recluse has to be defeated of any breaker that is controlling a life cycle that is very close to people working at that vicinity, of which you provided the hold off. You weigh and then you place the OF12. Make sure that the auto recluse is also defeated. You have to switch it off before at the job commence. Because if you don't do so, if there's tripping, of which you have to relax and make contact, the auto reclose will now close back that that line without your notice, because it's automatically there. It's an auto reclose. So you make sure that it's defeated before placing the OF tool, and then communicating the main, making a very close contact. I understand and make sure there's constant communication between you and the main that are working. So that is in summary. Make sure that the auto reclose is defeated. Make sure you place the OF12, which is yellow in color, which is in line with the hold of. There's a limited kind of protection for men who are going to work on life equipment, or men, personnel who are working very close to a lifeline or life equipment. So make sure that the auto reclose that is in line controlling the breaker, associated with the breaker, which is for that line, is defeated or is switched off. Auto reclosure should be defeated or switch off. So that is on that one. And likewise, we'll have the self-protection, which is OF11, which take care of jobs to be done which involve low voltages. So you don't need to start opening an entire breaker, entire isolator. You isolate a transformer simply because somebody is going to work on the ceiling fan or air condition or the refrigerator or the 50-volt battery banks and 110 volt, which is just a small voltage level. Make sure that the isolation points are not more than 3, and the mechanical isolation should also not be more than 2. So make sure those conditions are met. Then you issue the OF11. Make sure that the switch that is controlling the circuit that the personnel is going to work on is equally switch off, and then tap with the OF11, which is red in color. We have the OF2, which is work permit, with the OF tag, which is OF6, and it's blue in color. The work and test permit, which is yellow in color and is an OF3, with the accompanied tag, which is OF7. This work and test permit, and is also yellow, just like the work and test permit. Then you come back to the station guarantee, as I've said, is also white in color and is OF4 by number, which provides a protection that ensuring that at my end, from the end where I am, there will be no restoration. There's no supply on that circuit. It has been off, and all the conditions that warrants issuance has been satisfied, and it has been removed. No supply, no potential on that line, and it will remain in that condition until the job is done and the permit is surrendered, before the isolation can be lifted and supply restored. And what normally initiates those work to be done is when you see a fault, maybe on a transformer, a tap changer has a problem, or Booker's relay comes up, and Booker's alarm comes up and fails to cancel, then you report. So it is the OF19, which is trouble and repair report, that normally initiate that. When you write, then the applications will now be made through the OF1, which is application for protection guarantee. He has to apply if the personnel gets any information pertaining any faulty equipment through the OF19, which is trouble and repair reports. Then the personnel or the engineer will now come to the control room, then make an application demand for an application form, which is OF1, apply, then state which of the guarantee protection he needs. Is it the work permit? Is it the station guarantee? Or is it the work and test permit? So by the time he indicates, then the permit will be prepared, relayed to the appropriate department for approval. Then when the approval is about to be given, then you prepare your OTO, that's order to operate OF17, which tests the series of operations that will be carried out one after the other in order to establish that guarantee conditions and ensure that the safe working conditions have been created through the normal permit, then the permit issue. So the OF17 gives you the procedures of the switching you will carry out as to enable you establish the safe working conditions for the personnel to work on. Before you can now give out the permit to the person, permit him and authorizing him now to go and work safely. So this is what we can take for now. With time, we will continue with others. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Stephen Ngbo, and bye for now.